Hey everybody, welcome back. We are on the second to last day of this sewing tutorial 12 days of Christmas run. I hope that you have really enjoyed it. I appreciate all of you being here and following along. I hope that you guys have all been really enjoying these quick tutorials. Let me know if you like this style of sew-alongs. This is my first time ever doing anything like this, so I hope that you are enjoying it. Anyways, today's tutorial, I'm going to be sharing with you how to make a tray. So these trays can be made any size, almost any shape, given that they're rectangular or square. As far as the directions that I outline, you need to use those two shapes. But yeah, you can make tall trays, you can make short trays, you can make trays with little corners like this. You can sink your tray edges to be all together so that you have no little, as I like to call them, duck butts. I have no idea why I call them duck butts, but you will hear me refer to them as that in the video. I don't know. But yes, so you can make big trays, little trays, tall trays. You can make cup trays and flat trays, and yeah, you can just make whatever you want. And I hope that you enjoy this little tutorial for that. This was my first time making these, and now I've got them all over the house. One in the living room, I gave one to Brandon for his studio, and now I have two in here. And this one is the perfect size for my clips. It's replacing all these little porcelain cups that I made years and years ago. Oh, I don't have a, oh, I do. 2016, I made these in Colorado. So not so much replacing, but now I can split my clips up. But yes, so anyways, I hope that you enjoy this tutorial. Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment below, and I will see you at the end of the video. So to do this project, you need to decide how large of a tray that you would like. You can make any size that you want, and I'm going to tell you how to do that math. So this one here is 5 by 5 finished. So it's 5 inches tall by 5 inches wide. And the way, oh, it's 5 inches tall by 5 inches wide with 1 inch sides. So you're going to have to, the way that you count it is the width is 5 inches, and then a 1 inch side, so 6 inches, and then a 1 inch side, so 7 inches. And then because it's square, I know that it's going to be equal on both sides. So this, I started with a 7 inch by 7 inch square piece of cork. Then you can see I did accent cork on the inside because I wanted to see what it would be like with some extra stability. And yeah, so this is a 5 by 5 inch tray. If you want a tray, now obviously this is not a tray, this is ceramic, but if I wanted to replace this clip cup and I wanted a tray that had 2 inch sides by 3 inch bottom, I would say, okay, so 3 inches plus 2 inches is 5. And then you have to add the other 2 inches for the other side. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So same starting cut to make both sides trays, except this one would have 2 inch sides and this one only has 1 inch. So you can really make a varied amount of sizes with one singular cut of cork. I hope this is making sense. It is to me, but let me know if it's not. But anyway, so I will just demonstrate. Now this can be a no-sew project. However, you are going to need some rivets, or you can sew it if you don't have a rivet press. You can glue it, but I would suggest doing something that's going to be a little bit more permanent, such as sewing or riveting. And so I'm going to start with 2 pieces of cork that are 6 inches by 6 inches. And I am going to put them together. I'm going to lay them wrong sides together. And I'm going to just apply a little bit of glue just to hold everything in place. And now because this is 2 pieces wrong sides together, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch all the way around the border or around the perimeter just to keep everything in place. Now, if you're doing a singular piece of cork, you do not need to add the top stitching because there's nothing to top stitch together. So I'm going to pop to the machine and top stitch, and we're going to do 2 at the same time. This one will be no sew, this one will be sew. If you want to, you can add some quilting. You can see on this one, I did all over crazy quilting just to keep the 2 pieces together, but that's totally up to you. Again, all these patterns are just launch pads for your creativity, so watch the video, decide what you want, and then go for it. Alrighty, so I decided to do some all over stitching on this as well. So I just need now to trim up my edges because I want to make sure that they are all the same height and that everything is nice and even. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my rivet press and my rivets ready, and then also my hole punch, because we are going to rivet our sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to squeeze my corners in on themselves until the edges meet up. And I'm going to look, what I'm going for is I want my edge to be here at this 1 inch line. So this is where, if you don't have a rivet press, you can sew this. But so you can see here, my point is down here on the corner of my ruler. And if I measure 1 inch over, that's where I would be sewing my line, right there. So you measure 1 inch on this folded edge and sew top to bottom right there to create that edge. But because I'm not gonna sew it, I'm gonna rivet. I'm gonna rivet it just inside that 1 inch line, close to the top. See where my hole placement is? It's about a 1/4 inch down from the top. Put a rivet in place. And rivet it down. And then you could see this rivet will start. It'll be my first fold in the tray. So now I'm just going to work my way around and do the other 3 corners. Now I've got them all ready to go. Just need to press them all together. Already did that one. And then we just have to mold it. So you're just gonna apply some pressure. You're gonna squeeze, finger press your sides here, and then you'll see your tray will start to take shape. And then of course with use, it's going to settle in and really hold its shape. But so there is that little tray. That one's fun because it has these little tails here. Let's see, I'll put some clips in it. Perfect. Okay, so now we have the single piece of cork. And what I'm gonna do on this one is a little bit different. Instead of just folding the corners, I'm gonna fold them in such a way that it alleviates these little ducktails. I don't know why I want to call them ducktails, but that just keeps popping into my head, so that's what I'm going to call them. You know, they don't even look like ducktails, but whatever. Okay, so I have the same cut of cork. I have a 6 inch by 6 inch cut, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make a 2 inch tall sided tray instead of the 1 inch side. So what we're going to do is we need to make slits all around on all 4 sides in a pinwheel type design. So what I'm going to do is measure 2 inches, and on the side that's closest to me, I'm going to cut up 2 inches. And I'm going to twist it, and I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm being very careful to cut on the same edge that's closest to me. All right, here is our 4th corner here. So now this is what it should look like. It's kind of a really bad symbol. Please, we're gonna quickly move through this because that is not what I'm trying to show you. But anyways, this is what we're going to do. You can see we're going to take the cut corner here and we're going to fold it up and then curl this other side up on it. And that's going to create the first wall. We're going to turn it, fold this in, pull this side up. And then you just go all the way around until you get all 4 sides folded and pinned. So this is what this little box looks like. And so now I need to go and I need to add some rivets so that it holds itself in place. So I'm just going to go to the top right of each cutout and use my punch and punch a hole in the top right corner. Oops, that didn't go all the way through. Weird. There we go. So punch a hole in the top right corner and apply your rivet. And then I'm going to go around to the next one and continue until I do all 4 sides. And so if you cut it correctly, what you should notice is that the inside edge and the outside edge should be in alignment, which I'll show you what I mean. So you see here this outside edge, the outside fold, if you were to flatten it, it meets up or just about meets up with this inside fold here. And so that should be the case all the way around. So now if you want to, you can add another rivet on this side to keep this little flap in, or you can just leave it as is. And then we would rivet all of these into place. So if you wanted this to have more structure, you could do a little 2" by 2" square and sink it to the bottom, and then it would have 2 layers on the bottom, because with the way that it's folded, all of the sides now have 2 layers. So this is nice and structured around the top, but I think when it's in use, you won't need, a bottom layer. Yeah, oops, okay. And now I'm just making a mess. But this is about the size that I use for all of my little cups and my clip cups around my studio. So I love this little boxy style. But yeah, so there you go. That's what that one looks like all completed. So you can, again, you can do the duck butt, even though it's not a duck butt, and the box. And again, you can decide what size you want by doing a little bit of math. So remember, you decide what size you want the bottom of the tray to be and what size you want the sides to be, and you add that together. My friends, I hope that you enjoyed the tray tutorial. Be sure to let me know below and give me a thumbs up and subscribe so that you will be the first to know when tomorrow the final video in this 12 Days of Christmas series goes live. See you then.